Dynamic Conversations presents Why Do My Staff Act Like Children?
We've done yesterday's order, haven't we? I think we did it yesterday, which is why we were here all day yesterday.
I'll look at it and we can get back to you, Sal.
What were you thinking?
Men don't really like to be asked that sort of question, Sal.
How much have you done?
About half.
Well, that's incredibly efficient for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
So what's the chances of us harnessing some of that efficiency and applying it to something that needs doing rather than something that needs undoing?
I think the odds are pretty good, Sal.
Prepare to be educated, inspired and entertained by professional actors showing you what not to do before presenting real solutions to creating amazing relationships with the people you work with.
Very, very funny evening, very informative.
And I'm really pleased I came along. It was just it was entertaining, but it was simply put, and that parent, adult, child kind of combination it just is easy to understand.
Oh, definitely the actors, that made me scream. Yeah, it was awesome.
I found it very rewarding and interesting. I think it's a great use of great mix of training in the arts.
Because it was much easier to understand when you could actually see things happening.
To have a look and see how it could improve things at work for myself.
I hear what you're saying. It's just, we're only halfway through the Martin's order.
I told Bill Middleton that we would get this out the door by close of business Friday, and the deal isn't done until we do. I'll put on some text stuff.
There isn't time to train.
Sally! My job was to bring in orders. Now we've just brought in truckloads. Now I pay you to run the warehouse. Now can you do your job and get this thing done, or should I do it?
I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Come along to learn a lot more about being a leader. Owning my own business, I can find it's sometimes chaos and staff are not necessarily doing what I think they should be doing.
The second part of the play went more quickly because everything was more efficient, there was less emotion and there was more work done. People were happier and they interacted without being parents or children, you know.
I can really relate of having the educational side of things, but also bringing a theatre into it. So I thought that was really exciting, a quite different way of doing business coaching, really.
So even though when Roger takes the clipboard off Sally and is walking around, we did sort of ham that up a little bit, but it reminds me of, let's say, in a situation where there's a child tying their shoelaces and we're in a hurry, we want to get them to school, so rather than wait for them to tie their own shoelace, we quickly bend down and do it for them. This does happen, and even though when you see it in real, like a little child with their actual parent, we don't think anything of it. So this behaviour becomes quite dysfunctional in the workplace because you can see that in this instance Sally wasn't able to learn what was going on.
I actually thought to myself, I'm going to go home and get on Facebook tonight and start Facebooking so that I can let everyone know what a great event it is, and they should come along to see it.
I think it's an easy concept for people to understand and to learn. It's not that easy to actually put into practice, but you need to understand some sort of framework to work with so you can actually get to the adult situation when you need to be.
Oh, definitely, and especially about the pack model, because I've never heard of it before, and it was quite interesting to actually, and it makes sense, like when you really see the people at work, they either do go into the parent mode or they go into the child mode. So yeah, I got heaps of benefit out of it, and I think it needs to be.
I certainly did learn. I think the challenge is to implement. It's easy to recognise these behaviours in ourselves. The challenge is to take the next step so that we're acting adult to adult all the time.
So much fun and so entertaining, you've really got to come.
Things change for Roger here. Because now Marie storms in and she is parent. There is no doubting that Marie now is calling the shots. She's in control, she's telling him what's right and wrong, and there is no arguing. Now you might think, well, she's talking about money, isn't she? So isn't that quite adult-like to draw attention to money? If it was adult-like, she'd be present enough to be able to acknowledge the emotion he's feeling, and she'd be able to kind of enjoy and have some excitement with him, and then maybe bring up about the money.